Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I am your host, Comic Book Bob, joined as always by my good friend Hollywood Frank.
So what's up?
What's up? You
Not,
can catch
not,
us here
not
every Thursday. Hang
yeah.
on a minute, I'm talking.
Tuesday, not Thursday. Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. You messed me up, dude. You can catch us here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark it down. And now you can speak.
All right, Maldacito, be careful, buddy. Don't get in an accident.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere, bro. But what's up? I'm trying to race past the bus before I exit.
yeah. No.
Be safe. Be safe, man. Be safe. But anyway, we are here to talk to you about all the news in wrestling this week. And man, there was a lot. Yeah, Johnny, like Mussolini and Kennedy. Yep. Dude, man, when that song hit, even though we all knew that it was pretty much a done deal.
Yeah.
Even though we knew, man, as soon as that thing hit, that place went freaking bonker shit.
Yeah.
It was the roof came off.
Yeah, just the intensity, just like, yep, yeah, it went to the moon.
Going to the moon.
That I just watched the replay of it before I came down here to do the podcast. I'm just like, man, that's just
yeah. Anybody who thought it's like, oh well, Punk wasn't that big of a deal. Bullshit, dude. I don't care if it was in his hometown or anything like that. The fact, and not only that, but the numbers of people that tuned in to watch, okay, almost doubled. He almost doubled the number for Rampage from the week before. It was like, I think it was like 730 something thousand the week before. And it was 1.19 million this week?
Yep.
Yeah, that's massive, dude. That's like a 500,000 viewer jump. That was like up until like 2 or 3 weeks ago, that was the entire viewership of NXT. So, Johnny, I only watched that 27,193,781 times. I don't have a problem. Yeah, he beat the bus. All right. Maldacito beat the bus.
Good job, Maldacito.
But on top of that, we'll talk about that. We got to talk about some of the stuff that happened at SummerSlam because, man, there was some. Let me be perfectly clear. There was some cool stuff on that show, but man, there was some really bad decisions, some really stupid crap.
There was definitely.
I don't really want to talk about Raw that much. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about all the big returns. But before that, let me just say to everybody.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, we're going to get into that in a minute, man. But before that, we want to start off with our favorite segment. Let me find the little teaser thing here. There it is. We're going to start off with the good, the bad, and then look at that. Look how it splits between the two of us.
I like it.
It's perfect.
G
B U. The good, the bad, the ugly. I get to start off this week because you started off last week, and I'm gonna steal it, man. CM Punk to AEW confirmed. Yeah, it was an event. It was absolutely an event. And the coolest thing about the whole thing is when he came out, dude, when CM Punk left, that dude absolutely was like, he was done with wrestling. He was done. Any and all love of that, of the medium of the industry, it was beaten out of him. He just, whether you agree with him or you disagree with him, he was done. He was done. Yep. And that's why it took so long for him to come back. He got to the point where he hated wrestling. When he came out though, dude, and he got in that ring and you could feel how he felt in that moment. Like he knew he was back. Like when he said he was back, he meant he was back. And that was that was a scathing promo he cut. Oh my God, man. He may as well have just told the WWE to suck his nuts. It was subtle, but it was deliberate, man. But that was my good. My bad. Bianca Belair getting squashed by returning Becky Lynch in less than 30 seconds. Yeah, that's not a good look. That doesn't, and I know all these people that are arguing about it said, look, this doesn't look good for either of them. Doesn't look good for Becky. Doesn't look good for Bianca. Bianca they like we said, they co-feed Bianca.
Yep.
They co-feed Bianca. Now, the difference between Bianca and Kofi, I will say, is that according to what they're saying, she's still going to be in the world title picture. So that's a big difference between her and Kofi, because after Kofi lost the belt, he disappeared. He immediately went back down to mid card, and that was it.
Went back to tag teaming.
Yep. Well, see, we're going to talk about that in a minute, dude, because there are reports about, depending on who you believe, on whose idea this was. But my bad was Bianca getting squashed, and the ugly was the reaction to Bianca getting squashed. Boy, dude, the friggin' internet melted down like Oakland lost twice, man. It was bad. It was like, wow, dude. And there was a lot of stuff. A lot of it was aimed at Becky, and I don't think it's Becky's fault. So, now let's see. The good. Do you even need to ask? The bad, Belair squash, the ugly, Cleveland. Nothing special, just Cleveland. Oh man. But that's my good, my bad. I'm going to keep it short and sweet today. Because I don't want to elaborate too much on this stuff, because I do want to talk about the particulars of it. But what you got, brother?
I gotta agree with the good. I mean, it's
pretty much universal, man.
It's the best in the world. I mean, cult of personality. I mean, CM Punk, and just watch it, and and then all of a sudden, boom, you just hear the first note of that song, and like you said, the fans just went absolutely crazy.
Like we were talking, there were people crying.
I mean, him hugging the fans. Then when he jumped into the railing,
unexpected,
over the railing.
Man.
I mean, the security was like, "Oh my god!" He jumped in with the fans. The one guy's over there like, "Oh my god, what are we gonna do?"
Yeah, that's typical Punk, man. That's typical Punk, though, dude. That's what he does.
I know Booker T, being the WWE stooge, said Punk shouldn't have made any comment. He didn't say WWE, but he shouldn't have made that comment about insinuating about WWE. I'm thinking about Booker, just go away.
Yeah, go away. I mean, let me put it this way: he can have whatever take he wants on it.
Yeah.
I completely disagree with him. I think that promo was friggin' legendary.
The bad, the Kingston squash of Belair. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You build her up as the EST of WWE, and in less than 30 seconds, she's beat by Becky Lynch.
Here's the thing. The way that they talked about, the way that they came out and they teased that whole thing, they made it. I was like, oh my God, we're going to get Bianca versus Becky. This is going to be awesome. I was like, holy shit, dude, this could be an amazing match. And she punches her once, hits her with one move, and that's it.
Yeah. And the ugly is, TakeOver was what I think is the death knell of NXT as we know it right now. With the edict of getting younger and taller with the wrestlers, I think guys like Ciampa, Gargano, their days are numbered. And I think that's part of the reason why Adam Cole is a free agent this Friday. He hasn't signed a new contract. He's free to go anywhere he wants starting Friday. Maybe shows up at Dynamite, Rampage, and then I don't know when the exact day for Pete Dunne is, but that's coming up soon as well.
I think Pete Dunne's got like another month.
But
it's really soon though. I think it may be less than that. I know it was at least a few weeks after. It was at least a few weeks after Adam Cole.
That's my GBU. As far as Maldacito, what happened to Sasha? rumors,
Nobody knows.
I think it's. I can think it's maybe one of three things: COVID, marital issues, or she's either pregnant or had a miscarriage.
Ooh, where's that coming from? I didn't hear anything about that.
I'm just speculating. Speculating for her to be gone like that and not appear anywhere. I'm just speculating. I have no concrete evidence, but when somebody just is gone like that, it's usually something.
Yeah, I think
something weighing on them that's really doing something. So
yeah,
I'm thinking two or three, either marital issues or pregnancy issues. But
I honestly think it's COVID. I think it's COVID related because we all know how Vince has this mandate where you don't talk about it. You know, he doesn't even like them showing. Like Vince, when it came to the coof, Vince didn't want anybody talking about it. He didn't want any reference to it. He didn't even want them showing people in the crowd with masks. You know, so that with that being said, and the fact that I know that Sasha and Bianca were both vaccinated. The fact that Sasha and Bianca both were pulled out, and according to what I've been reading and looking into, when someone who's been vaccinated is tested positive for COVID, it's I can't remember what they call it, but basically it's like a flare up. But because they've been vaccinated, you usually get over it really quick, like within 5 days. And if you look at the time period from when they both got pulled to when Bianca came back, it was basically 5 days. All right. And then they announced that the match was still on after she came back. But as time went on, you know, we still didn't see Sasha. And actually, so they said they knew 8 days before that Sasha wasn't going to be at the show. That to me that to me screams COVID. That's like they expected it to be over at a particular amount of time. They didn't want to pull the match in case she did recover, and she hasn't recovered, and that's why they end up putting Becky Lynch in there, because according to everything I've listened to, including Meltzer, Becky wasn't supposed to come back until October.
Yep.
And the people who made that T-shirt that she had on that they were selling at the venue, and that it's now for sale. I think it's for sale for a limited amount of time. That the people who make all their merchandise, they weren't told until 48 hours before the show that she was going to be there.
Yep.
So I think that's what happened. I think she's sick. It's either COVID or something else. And she got stuck, and they got stuck, and they're like, okay, well, we need to bring Becky back now. And I also think that that's part of the reason why Becky is being pushed as a heel, because Sasha's their top heel on SmackDown. Without Sasha, and that to me tells me that Sasha's going to be out for a while. So, really or that they're planning that she could potentially be out for a while. So for me, I think it's COVID related. It's either COVID or it's something else. I don't think it's. I think if it was the other two things that you were talking about, I think we would have heard something from somebody. Somebody would have leaked something, because it's kind of hard to explain. Okay. All right. But anyway, nobody really knows what's going on with Sasha Banks. What is it? There was something. I know that there was supposedly a thing that come out saying about what happened to her, but what I've seen is it's all speculation. But all right, well, we'll move on from that. All right, we got to talk about Rampage, man.
Yep.
All right, so from the very start of that show, man, you could tell they were milking that for everything they possibly could. They were talking about, like, we're 90 seconds away from the biggest announcement in AEW history. It's like, oh my God. And then they milked it. And then they went to dude. And then he comes out and they go to a commercial break, and everyone's going, are you freaking kidding?
Don't go away. 90 seconds.
We'll be back. He's got something to say, and we're going to find out what it is in 90 seconds. It's like, come on, man. Don't do this picture shit. Johnny, yeah, let's talk about the better show. Yeah. All right. It was awesome, dude. And he came out and he did the clobbering time thing. And like, it was awesome, man. And like we said, man, that promo he cut, I don't care what anybody else says. Booker T can have his opinion. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was that. Dude, Jim Cornette, who freaking hates AEW, said, he said, it's not the way I would have done it. It was better.
Yep.
Jim Cornette literally said that this thing was perfect. Okay. And if you got that guy saying that AEW did anything right, you know they did it right.
I trust in Cornette.
I'm telling you, man.
No, if they had waited to the end,
they'd have burned that place down.
that place would have rioted.
Oh my God, dude!
God.
Within 10 minutes of anybody else had walked out of that friggin' tunnel,
they'd have been booed.
I don't give a shit if it was Moxley. I don't care if it was Jericho. I don't care if it was friggin' Darby. They were gonna burn that place down if he didn't come out first.
Whoever comes out first
is gonna get beat to death.
The ring probably looks like when Hogan turned at Bash at the Beach, I don't know how many years ago, where they're throwing stuff, littering the ring with when Mean Gene in the ring.
When Cardona, when Cardona won the friggin' title from Nick Gage, man.
That's what would have happened. That ring would have filled up with so much shit.
Dude, they would have been throwing everything. They would have had pitchforks and torches.
They would have been just screaming CM Punk. They'd have been screaming, "We want Punk."
Yeah. But I thought overall the rest of the show was decent. I thought Moxley versus Daniel Garcia was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Jade Cargill versus Kira Hogan. Here's the thing. Jade Cargill to me is the female version of Moose. She has a lot of potential. She could end up being great, but man, she is green. She's greener than goose shit. And man, she needs to be training her butt off. She looks like $1 million. Don't get me wrong. She looks like a damn beast.
Yep.
And she's like I said, she's just like Moose was 2 years ago. She got the swagger. She's got the talk. She steps in the ring and she becomes suspect. So they need to really focus on her. Put her with Mickie James. I don't know what you got to do it, but put her with Mickie James. Put her with like some legit talent who can train her and really turn her into a project to make her something special.
Deeb.
Here's the thing. Deeb and Thunder Rosa, putting her in there with talent like that is going to help her a lot. Right now, man, she couldn't go with them. No. She would hamstring them so badly right now. Like I said, she's just too green. She's way too green. Jurassic Express versus Private Party was a pretty good tag team eliminator match. Was like the card itself was decent, man. But the night was all about CM Punk, man.
Yeah, and what was great, because you weren't sure with Punk what he was going to do. He said he'll be there on Wednesday, on Friday, and 4 Sundays or Saturdays a year.
Yep.
He's supposed to be there tomorrow. He's going to be at the pay-per-view on the 5th against Darby Allin. I mean, this guy is back.
Yeah.
And
100%. Dude, you could tell
for him to say, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. For him to say, I'm going to help put over the younger guys to be where he was at when he was in ROH, that speaks volumes to what this guy can do and what he can bring. So I'm excited with that. And then 4 weeks from tomorrow, 4 weeks, from tomorrow, it's supposed to be Daniel Bryan,
dude,
at the New York.
Okay.
New York Dynamite.
Yep. September 22nd. Here's the thing, man. If they get all 4 of the guys that they're supposedly going after, because Meltzer claims that they're going after Bray. They're going after Rotunda. If they get all 4 of those guys, If they got Punk, 90% chance they've got Bryan. Okay. Yep. If they get Bray, and I say a 60 to 70% chance that they got Cole. There's 3 of the biggest stars that WWE had. Okay, Adam Cole was the guy in the modern era of NXT. And hands down. Okay.
Yep.
If they get Wyatt as well, that's a big deal, man.
And Rob and I were talking about before we started. Tony Khan said that he's got another big signing coming. So
he besides Daniel Bryan, he says we've got multiple big signings coming.
And Adam Cole is a free agent this Friday. He could show up on Rampage this Friday.
Dude, can you imagine what's the card for Rampage this week?
I don't know. I don't.
Let me look it up real quick. If the Elite, let's see, Rampage AEW. Okay, here we go. If the Elite have a match this Friday, okay, Moxley Friday. No, that was the. No, I want TNT. I want friggin' AEW.
You know what, Maldacito? I don't know if Punk and Colt Cabana settled their beef.
From what I understand, is it September 1st?
What? That's next week, next Monday, or next Wednesday is September 1st.
Yeah, so this week would be the 27th.
Yeah.
27th.
No. 28th. Oh, no, 27th. You're right. 27th.
No, it's Friday, dude. 27th.
Yeah. For some reason, I think today's Monday. You know what? With Punk and Cabana selling their beef, what? I don't know, but I think with everything that's going on, and with Punk coming there, I'm sure. I can't say for positive, but I'm sure that's something that was talked about between those two with him coming there. And I'm sure Colt and Punk, maybe they had a conversation. Maybe they worked things out.
I think they would have to have, because because for him to go, you got to be able to work together. You know what I mean? They have to be able to work together. So that had to have been in the discussion, because Punk's not the kind of guy to leave something like that out. You know what I mean?
More jokes about Cleveland.
He felt like Britt Baker in Pittsburgh. See, how cool was that? That the first thing he says when he goes there is he puts somebody else over. I think that's awesome, man. See here, yeah, dude, the Bucks are gonna have they're gonna defend the tag team championship in a steel cage.
Oh
yeah. So there is gonna be an elite thing. If there's an elite match, think about this: Bucks are about to lose the match. Okay, Kenny and the Good Brothers are out there trying to like get into the cage to cause a DQ or whatever. They're getting stopped. All of a sudden, out of the freaking crowd, Adam Cole comes in, gets in there, and super kicks Jurassic Express. Boom, he's back with the Elite. People would lose their shit, dude. That would be bonker shit.
Yeah,
if that happened. But I mean, whether he shows up there or not, I think there's now a better chance that he leaves than stays. And because his contract's up, he can go immediately.
Yep. Yeah, he's a free agent.
Yep.
He's free to do whatever he wants starting Friday.
But yeah, Rampage it was an event. It was an event. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't care what anybody says. I think part of the reason why we had so many big returns at SummerSlam was because of the reception that Punk had. Because like I said, I know that they intended for Becky to come out, because even though it was at last minute, it was 2 days before. It was before all this happened. They knew Becky was coming. I don't think Brock was supposed to come out at the end of the night. I think they added that.
Yeah, they were rumored that They want Brock versus Roman Reigns, not at WrestleMania next year.
No,
WrestleMania in
2023.
2023.
Yeah.
So
Like
a year
Brock
and a
wasn't
half
supposed
from
to,
now.
yeah, Brock wasn't supposed to come back for like a year and a half. But he came back Saturday night, which by the way was massive pop. Huge pop. Because here's the thing. We've been talking about it. Roman has literally run roughshod over everybody. They haven't built, and in the meantime, they haven't built anybody up to wrestle him. They haven't built anybody up as a credible threat to him. So who's he going to wrestle? Nope. So now it'll be him versus Brock probably through till between now and the Royal Rumble. It'll be a program between him versus Brock. The storyline, there's a good storyline in this too. It's the whole with Paul Heyman,
Yep.
It's like, who's he going to side with? Because he acted like he was dude. That was absolutely the best thing next to Edge's entrance for SummerSlam. That was the best thing that happened that night. Was the way freaking Paul lost his shit. He was like he looked like he was having a heart attack. Yeah, that explains Brock's gear. Pal, I need you here. Yeah, dude. You know what he did? Here's the thing. Brock lives on a farm and he like raises his own cattle and stuff, and he like butchers his own meat. So he was on that YouTube channel, the Tall Butchers or whatever it's called. Yeah, that's why, dude. I like his new look. I like the rough looking Brock. I like the beard, man.
Yeah,
I like the beard. The top knot's a little much, but I mean, hey, man, he looked. And here's the thing: he looked lean down. He looked like he'd been hitting the gym. He looks ready to kill people.
Yeah, they're saying that rumors that the first match between those two would be at the Saudi Arabia,
yeah.
event. That's October 21st or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a month and a half away. So they're gonna tease that all the way through till Saudi Arabia, and supposedly they're gonna have at least 2 matches. So one here, and then probably one at
WrestleMania.
Not WrestleMania. Probably one at what you call it?
Survivor Series?
No, at Royal Rumble. Yeah, because here's the thing, dude. You can't drag this thing out. I mean, WrestleMania is in what? May?
Usually the end of March, beginning of April.
Okay, that's 6 months. Dude, you got to drag this thing out for? Well, it's WWE, so they could. They could.
And with Corbin versus Reigns.
Oh God,
before.
dude. You know what? I was actually behind the whole Corbin thing, with the broke Corbin and all that stuff like that. I'm so over that thing now, man. They've dragged it out too long.
Well, now he's a rich Corbin because he won whenever he's back again. He won a fortune at Las Vegas playing.
I thought he lost it though.
No, did he lose it all?
Yeah, I think yeah. At the end of the video, he thought he won, but he didn't, or some bullshit. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, they definitely made some noise, man. They definitely made some noise. And here's the thing: even though SmackDown, I think it was SmackDown was like 2.2 million or something like that. It was almost a million more people watched SmackDown. The 18 to 34 demographic that they all covet so much, Rampage beat them in that. The only program that beat them for the night was the NFL. So, but
Charlotte versus he's a man's man.
He's a man's man thing now. So they tease Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss. I guess that'll be the thing. Yeah, jeez, goddamn, dude. I don't want to talk about Raw.
Hello, Hicks Villain. What's up?
What's up, dude? Hicks Villain in the house. Appreciate you stepping in, brother.
Yeah, well, you called it. You knew that Charlotte was going to win the match. And
I 100%.
What is it? 12th?
12th, yeah, her 12th. Well, if they're not counting her NXT reigns for some reason, so it would be 15.
It would be if they count the NXT, but she's at 12 right now.
Yeah, and that's another. Yeah, exactly, Johnny. And people, they're on cable television, so if they were on a major network, it would probably be a little bit different. But anyway,
be Charlotte versus Alexa versus Lily.
Dude. Okay, so here's the good. All right, here's the good things that came out of SummerSlam. Okay.
You said Charlotte was a good one.
Yes, that the match between the three-way match between Charlotte, Ripley, and Nikki was actually a good match. Charlotte did a ridiculous corkscrew moonsault from the top turnbuckle onto the floor. And I legit thought, I was like, well, Nikki's dead because her leg caught Nikki right in the head. And I'm like, well, she's dead. Nikki actually got some freaking offense in and didn't look like a complete chump. And yeah. Yeah. But it was a foregone conclusion, man. We knew that freaking Charlotte was winning that belt.
Yep.
And I think her first opponent's probably going to be Asuka.
I don't know what to do with Asuka. I really don't.
I don't think they care anymore.
She hasn't wrestled since July.
Nope. And I wouldn't be surprised, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if she was in the next round of cuts.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Because here's the thing: Asuka is almost 40, and they've already made it clear they don't want people that are like in their late 30s and stuff like that. Ice cream bars on Bob at the show. Yeah, all four of you, sure. I think I could foot that.
Might not be ice cream by the time he gets it to the mail to you.
AJ Styles was it Styles and Almost versus RK Bro. The RK Bro story is what made that match any good. The match itself was okay, but basically it was all Styles, man. I mean, Almost just stood on the friggin' stood on the ring apron. Sheamus versus Damian Priest was actually a good match, but nobody was invested in it. Usos versus Mysterios was a good match. Nobody was really invested in it because we've seen it about 30 freaking times.
Yep.
And Becky's return was cool. It was really awesome. It was cool. I loved seeing her come back. And Edge versus Rollins was probably Edge versus Rollins was the best match of the night. It was awesome, dude. It was like if you watch any part of that show, go watch that. His freaking Edge coming out to his Brood entrance was friggin' dope, man. It was so it was the music too. He came out to the Brood music. He came out in the flames coming up out of the floor. He had the sunglasses on, the jacket. Oh, dude, it was awesome. It was 100% awesome. And I guarantee you that was all his idea. So that was good. That was awesome. Lashley versus Goldberg was freaking stupid. Reigns versus Cena was good, but again, nobody was invested in it. You know what I mean? It was a good match. It was a really good match. Nobody was invested. The crowd was at multiple points. The crowd was just dead.
Well, you knew Goldberg wasn't staying around. I mean, he's two matches a year. That's it.
He's gonna have a rematch with Lashley, though, dude.
You know, Cena wasn't. Cena wasn't sticking around.
Yeah.
So, and Reigns said if he lost the title, he was quitting wrestling. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that. No, I knew Cena wasn't winning. 100% knew Cena wasn't winning. Yeah, dude, it was awesome, man. The Brood, and dude, that Brood theme is still awesome. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Hey, Taz likes ice cream. What can I say?
That's exactly what's going to happen. Hicksville, and they're gonna do this at the Crown Jewel. They're gonna do this. They do this so that they could do that show in Saudi. They could have their match in Saudi Arabia, and I guarantee you, friggin' Goldberg's gonna win.
Goldberg's gonna try to lift him up in the jackhammer.
Yeah, and he's gonna, dude. He almost killed. Oh my god, dude. He did a release German suplex to Bobby Lashley, and he literally dropped Bobby on his head. Like he damn near, like, it's like, this is like, okay, what he did to The Undertaker last year, and then what he did to Bobby this year, he should not be in a ring ever again, dude. He's so reckless. Like, they've got the clip on YouTube. You can go and watch it. Dude, he literally inverts him and he just drops on his head. It's like, oh my God, dude. I legit thought he killed him. And I'm like,
almost pulled a Nia Jax.
I was like, dude, you know Bobby's going back to the chiropractor after that.
Almost pulled a Nia.
Yeah, dude, he did. They're not giving Cena more titles in Flair unless Flair shows up on Dynamite, dude. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. They will never have somebody surpass that. Yeah, it's I said, dude, it's a good thing Bobby is like all friggin' shoulders and no neck. Yeah, and he did that when he tossed him off the top rope. He almost dropped him again. It was stupid. It was like, okay, it's clear this guy should not be doing these moves. He doesn't know what he's doing. He hasn't wrestled enough to be, even when he was wrestling all the time, he didn't know how to do stuff like that. The guy knows 3 moves. Yeah, dude, Taz shoved that whole damn thing in his mouth. It's like he's like, oh, it's like, oh my god. He's like, it's melted a little bit. I was like, dude, you're like breathing that thing in, man. Chill out. But yeah, and then Brock. The best thing about Brock coming back. Okay, like I said, Brock coming back was awesome because it builds a really cool storyline between him and Reigns and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman sold that friggin' thing like his life was on the line. He acted like he was like Brock was coming to murder him. And but the best thing that happened afterward, and you have to go on YouTube to see it, is after the cameras went off, Brock picks up John Cena and proceeds to murder him. Because everyone's like, oh, Brock's coming back and he's gonna be a face. And I'm going, I don't know about that. Because he came back and he basically killed what was left of John Cena. And it was awesome because people forget that the two of them have a major rivalry. You know, Cena basically stole his move. You know, the AA is just the F5. So it was awesome, dude. I laughed my ass off when I saw that clip. But that was the good stuff that happened at SummerSlam. The bad stuff, obviously, Lashley versus Goldberg was just absolute garbage. Drew versus Jinder Mahal was terrible. But the worst thing, man, we got to talk about this a little bit. We got to talk about Bianca getting buried. What does this mean? What does this mean for Bianca going forward? Now, supposedly the whole idea behind this is that they're trying to get heat on Becky as a heel because they don't want a repeat of the last time that they tried to make her a heel. Because the last time, we all remember what happened the last time. We cheered for her anyway.
Yeah, they got to cheer for her.
Yeah, you can't use the Bernie Hammer in WWE because it looks like the AA. Yeah, which is a little crap. But so, and here's the thing about them turning her. Now, obviously, when they said, oh, we're turning her heel, everybody went, okay, this is stupid. This has Vince written all over it. Supposedly, though, from a couple of sources, coming back as a heel was Becky's idea.
Yeah.
So there's some validity to this, okay? Because think about this. Think about how crazy over Austin was. They turned him heel too. Okay. Now, when they turned him heel, the fans absolutely hated it, and a bunch of them stopped watching the friggin' program. But they still did it. Okay. And even though Becky is potentially the most over performer in their entire company, there's validity to her turning heel because her husband's a heel.
True.
And the fact, I honestly think that if this was her idea, the idea she's so that she can do programs with Seth. Because when she was the top face in the company and Seth was heel, you never saw the two of them together. You know what I mean? And okay. I honestly think that if it was Becky's idea, that's the reasoning behind it. She wants to be able to hang out with her husband. Oh, absolutely, dude. I don't think they were booing Becky for it at all. I think they were booing WWE because, like I said, they're thinking that Vince is Kofiing friggin' Bianca. Yeah, that's exactly right there. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna Becky and Rollins are gonna be the new power couple, like Triple H and Steph were.
All right, so who are they turning face then?
Sasha.
They just turned her heel.
I know.
Just like 2 weeks ago.
They turned
2 weeks
her.
ago.
They turned her face back in what was it? October of last year is when she turned face to face Bailey.
Right.
Okay. She was a face for 4 months. And then they turned her heel again.
Yep.
To put her against Bianca. You're talking about a company that flips people face, heel, face, heel, face, heel every couple of months. Look at what they're doing right now. Baron Corbin is one of the most disliked people in WWE. They're trying to turn him into a face. That's Vince's plan with this whole thing. They want him to eventually be a face. Same thing with Roman. The whole reason that they're supposedly having Roman destroy everybody is because they want to turn Roman face.
Yep.
And I'm like, that doesn't work. That's not how that works. But that's the WWE, and that's what they think. Yes, right. Exactly. She's getting the Big Show treatment. She's face, heel, face, heel, face, heel. And remember, that's kind of what killed the Big Show's momentum when he made his comeback about 4 years ago. He was a face, then he was a heel like 2 weeks later, and then he was a face again like a month after that. It was stupid. So, I mean, who else is there? I mean, Asuka.
Here's SmackDown's roster, women's roster. Bailey heel,
yep.
Lynch heel, Bianca face, Carmella heel, Liv Morgan face, Mia Yim. I have no idea what to do with her.
Yeah.
Naomi face, Natalya. As far as I know, she's a heel. I don't know.
Natalya, I think she's a heel now.
Sasha heel.
Yep.
Shotzi face. Sonya doesn't wrestle.
Yep.
Tamina, who knows?
And another one that changes every other week.
Tegan face. Toni Storm, a heel, I think.
Who knows what's going on with Toni Storm? She made one match and she just disappeared.
And Zelina Vega, a heel.
Yeah. So you got 7 heels. You got 7 heels and 5 faces.
So who are you putting against Becky? Liv Morgan? Naomi? Shotzi? Tegan? That's
Shotzi,
your choice.
Shotzi and Tegan would be good, but
that's your choices right now. Those 4.
And Asuka's on Raw, right?
Asuka's on Raw.
Okay.
But do you turn Bailey heel or face? Do you turn Tegan Noxon or Toni Storm or Zelina into a face? Who knows?
Was Toni I thought they were positioning her to be a heel.
Yeah, they were. That's what I'm saying. Are you turning her into a face? I mean, who do you? Because they were putting Tegan and Shotzi as a tag team.
Yeah. Well, Hicksville, and you got to remember, Toni was a heel when she left NXT. Toni has a face. Yeah, no, man. Everybody just remembers that cake. Sonya says that Carmella's the number 1 contender. Yeah, dude, that was when they announced that Carmella was going to be her opponent at SummerSlam, the crowd lost their friggin' mind and booed the hell out of it. Like, and for good reason. It's like, you're telling me that the person that she beat in 3 minutes the day before is her challenger for the friggin' pay-per-view? Are you kidding me? It was dumb. It was dumb. But all right, let's move on from that. Let's talk about some of the more interesting stuff that's going on here. Let's talk about Adam Cole, baby. Lost his match at TakeOver.
Yeah, TakeOver was Sunday. Yeah, SummerSlam, which was on Saturday, which I don't know the last time they had a pay-per-view on Saturday. And then you got TakeOver on Sunday.
TakeOver was really good.
It's usually the other way around.
Yeah. TakeOver was really, really good. The opening match wasn't great. It was Ridge Holland versus Trey Baxter. It was okay. The $1 million champion, LA Knight versus Grimes, that was awesome. Fantastic. But I mean, for God's sake, it's freaking Cameron Grimes, dude.
You have a new $1 million champion.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that. This Cameron Grimes dude put on a great match because even though he's not 6'2" and 230 pounds, he's a really good wrestler. So,
and the fans love him.
Wow. Imagine that. It was awesome, dude. That was probably my favorite match of the night. Was LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes. Women's Raquel Gonzalez versus Dakota. I think Dakota Kai is going to the main roster. Because Raquel Gonzalez beat her. It was a good match, but dude, the other match of the night, Walter versus Dragunov 2, man. Oh my freaking God. Let me tell you something. I want to see Italian Knight dress Ted like Virgil. Oh yeah, dude. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about this in a minute. I didn't watch SummerSlam though. I was at a lucha show. How was it, man? What was the card? Tell us a little bit about it. Dude, Walter versus Ilya Dragunov was, dude. It was so. If you guys have not seen their first match, you need to go see it. It was free. It was outside of a hardcore match or a death match. It was the most brutal freaking wrestling match I'd seen in years. Ilya Dragunov looked like someone took a meat grinder to his chest. Like he was bleeding from the chops that he was taking. I mean, Walter murdered him. But Ilya Dragunov, like NXT UK have built the perfect baby face in Ilya Dragunov. Dude, he's like Rocky from Rocky 4, dudes. He's just a piece of iron that just will not stop. And he got the win over Walter. This makes me think Walter might be going to the main roster too. He actually submitted Walter, which is a shock. Walter, who has had the NXT UK championship for 860, 870 days. Yeah, he's been the NXT UK champion for like 3 years. When was the last time that anybody had a reign that long?
It's been a long time.
It's been a really long time. Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. It was a good match. It was a really good match. It was really short. I think it was like 9 minutes. So, what does that tell you? That they didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on Adam Cole because he hasn't signed. We know for a fact he has not signed a new deal. And it's Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, man. You know the match is going to be great. But it was really, really short. And then NXT UK Championship, Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe. We knew this was coming. Joe beats friggin' Kross with the Muscle Buster, that was a big deal. That's a big deal because people don't realize he hurt. What was the name of the guy that he hurt with that? He ended the guy's career. But Joe hasn't used the Muscle Buster since then. And then he breaks the Muscle Buster out to beat Kross. It was awesome. Wasn't the best match. Like I said, it wasn't the best match of the night. Joe's awesome to watch. I've always said Kross is kind of, feast or famine. He goes to, he left NXT to go to Raw to become like a really bad version of the Road Warriors. That outfit that outfit 100% screams Vince. 1,000,000% screams Vince McMahon. It's so bad, dude. It looks so bad. Dragunov's game plan: stay alive long enough for Walter to get tired. Pretty much. It was like, oh my God, dude. Here's the thing. This match was crazy physical because that's the way Walter wrestles. Walter is crazy physical, and Dragunov is one of those guys that's he'll just stand in there and he'll just take everything that you hit him with. As brutal as this match was, their first one was even more so. And then and a lot of people are like, man, that match is amazing. It's like, did you see their first one? They're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, go watch it. And here's the thing. That first match, there was no crowd. They were in an empty arena in a match. And at no point were you like completely taken out of this by the fact that there was no crowd. You're just like, you basically the match you're going, well, Ilya Dragunov's dead. Oh my God, he got back up. It was like, holy crap. Tyson King cringe at that. Yeah. Where's Farouk's blue jockstrap helmet for Cross? Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I don't know whose idea. Let me find a picture of this thing. It's really bad, man. It's and as usual, no freaking yeah, it's grainy, but here we go. I'm gonna open that up. It's so bad, man. Share screen, window. Where's that? Why is that? No. Cancel that. Share screen, window, Chrome tab. There we go. Look at this. This, dude, this has Vince's fingerprints all over it. All freaking over it. This is so bad, dude. The guy that they built up as an absolute indestructible monster in NXT shows up on Raw looking like a reject from the freaking 80s. He looks like a dude, he looks like a glorified jobber from the 80s with the whole the strap and everything.
This looks like something Demolition would wear when they
it's like Demolition meets Jason Voorhees. It's terrible, dude. It's absolutely awful. That thing is freaking that's Retribution 2.0. That's what it is. So whoever came up with Retribution came up with this 100%. And they've got a hard on for BDSM or something. I'm gonna tell you, man, that's such good shit. Mountain was like, put it away. It's like that card of the guy pouring bleach in his eyes. My eyes. Oh my god! And people wonder why so many people look at the WWE and they're like, "What the freaking hell's going on?" It's like, seriously, this is just bad.
Is that old costume from Pat Patterson?
Oh my god! Oh, come on, dude. that's not cool. Yeah, dude. Dude. The pictures where they were like putting Sean Connery's costume from Zardoz next to it, and they were like, it's like, oh my god, it was a terrible idea. It was an absolutely terrible idea. But I mean, that's Cross's future, man. That's where he's going. But and it's stuff like, dude, it's stuff like that, and it's the stuff that's going on in AEW and the reception that all these guys that have jumped ship that went over to AEW, the reception that they've been getting. I think Adam Cole's leaving, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, unless that $1 million deal is true, and they're going to give him $1 million a year, which that's pretty much what it would take, I think, to keep him there. Is we're going to give you $1 million a year, guaranteed for the next 5 years.
They give you $1 million a year and not put the world title on you.
It's
because he's not beating Reigns. He's not beating.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's not beating Reigns. Here's the thing. Let's assume that Goldberg is taking the belt off of Lashley at Saudi Arabia, which is I think is exactly what's going to happen. I think because Goldberg rarely comes back unless he's getting the gold. You know, 3 out of the 4 times he's come back in the last 3 years, he took the gold. So I think they're putting the belt on Goldberg, and I think they're doing that so that they can reinsert Drew McIntyre into the title hunt, because I think Drew's the one who's going to take it off of him, or it could be what's his name?
Big E.
Big E, yeah. And then Big E.
That's what I was going to say. I think I can't remember if Big E's on SmackDown or
doesn't matter. He's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. He can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah, and they could even have him switch brands at
in October.
When they do the draft, and they could have him come out at the Saudi Arabia event, and Goldberg beats Lashley, and then he cashed in a briefcase at the Saudi event and beats Goldberg for the title.
Yeah, dude, that's such a heelish thing to do, though.
Or he can just insert himself into the match and pin and beat Lashley. And
I think they're gonna hold on. I think Goldberg's gonna beat Lashley. I think Goldberg's gonna, and then Big E's gonna challenge Goldberg, and then he's gonna beat Goldberg. I think that's the way it's gonna go. And if it's not, is Keith Lee on Raw or is he on SmackDown? He's on SmackDown, isn't he?
He wrestled Karrion Kross.
Okay, so and Cross is on Raw, so he's got to be on Raw then.
Yeah,
he was on SmackDown though, wasn't he?
He was before they stuck him in catering or before he had COVID, and then they just do whatever.
Yeah. Hicks Villain said $1 million for 5-minute matches with Ricochet and Mansoor. Yeah, dude. I mean, if that's what happened, I mean, that's what Nakamura. The reason why Nakamura is not upset is because he's getting paid ridiculous amounts of money. Yeah, he's. I think he's on. Yeah, he wrestled. Well, no, because didn't Karrion. He wrestled Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy's on SmackDown. Who the hell knows anymore? Yeah, exactly. I don't want to watch. I don't want to see because that was when Nikki did that at the pay-per-view. That's a really heelish thing to do. Faces aren't supposed to do that kind of stuff. So the fact that she did that, and that's a lot of people were like, that's just not what faces do. You know, they take on their challengers head on. You know, they don't. Yeah, honestly, at this point, it's just like, yeah, who cares? See, what was it? The New Japan LA Dojo in the black trunks. You mean the Young Lions? Yeah, I love the Young Lions, dude. I can't wait to see what Yuya Uemura does here. I love the fact that he's doing his excursion here in the States. That makes a very good chance of him showing up on AEW. But what else is there? What other big story is there?
Throw this out to the Maldacito, Hicksville, and Johnny Cage. Anybody who's listening, watching, what do you think? Do you think Adam Cole's going to show up on Rampage this Friday? Is he going to sign with AEW, or is he going to stay with WWE?
Yeah. Put in the comments, guys, and then after we post here, I'm gonna put in the I'm gonna put a message in the comment section and let us know what you guys think they're gonna do. If he does, here's the question though: if he does go to AEW, obviously they'll give him a good contract. The dirt sheet explodes, dude. If like I said, man, if they get all 4 of those guys have to be the biggest free agents right now. Those 4 guys. So they've got one of them. They got Punk. They've almost assuredly got Brian Danielson. They better than average chance that Cole is going. So that's 3. If they get Wyatt as well, even though I don't know if Wyatt's going to fit in there quite as well, they get those 4 guys. That means they've gotten the 4 biggest free agents that are in wrestling right now.
And they're looking to add Ruby Soho.
That's going to be a big. That's good. Oh, and also, there's movement on Tessa Blanchard.
Is there?
Yes. She was seen. She was training with somebody. I can't remember, but it wasn't a WWE person.
I thought she was going to NWA.
Very possible. I think he's going to AEW, but they'll wait to the pay-per-view to help Kenny out. Yeah, see that's what I think is going to happen. I think Cole's going to sign with AEW, but he's not going to debut until like maybe All Out. And at All Out, he saves Kenny from Christian because that helps keep Christian strong as the Impact champion. It keeps Kenny as the AEW champion, and it you get the rub of Adam Cole showing up.
It is 1997 all over again, but I think it's better than 97 with all these companies out there.
Yeah. See, that's the difference. Unlike in 1997, when it was basically WCW and the WWE basically going to war with each other, and everybody else, they didn't give a shit. Even though, well, I mean, WCW had that really bad deal that they had with New Japan that New Japan got pissed off with and left. But yeah, the fact that they're all working together and that they're all, here's the thing, they're putting each other over. Okay. Like Impact is, people talking about what is Impact getting from AEW? They're getting a lot. They're getting eyes on their product, which is big. Their wrestlers are being put over. Their belts are being shown on television. Same thing with them in New Japan. You know, they just defended the Impact Tag Championships on at Resurgence.
Yeah.
So
and you got AEW Kenny going down with his AAA with defending that title. You got
with Andrade, who's also an AEW guy.
Yeah, I mean, you got Impact guys showing up on AEW guys showing up at Impact.
Yep. Impact and AEW guys showing up in New Japan guys showing up in Impact and AEW. And New Japan guys showing up in AAA. You've got Deonna Purrazzo showing up in at AAA and winning their women's title.
Was it Ospreay or was it Ospreay that Resurgence was called out AEW?
Oh yeah. Ospreay. Dude, that was such a good promo, dude. That's a good dude. There's a match I want to see Punk in. CM Punk versus Will Ospreay.
And then you had the Gorillas of Destiny at Resurgence.
God, dude, God is going to show. They're either going to show up at Impact or they're going to show up at AEW, and they're going to wreck shit. Dude, I can't wait. I really do think that if Adam Cole shows up at All Out, I think we also get the God showing up. God and Jay White. I think we get God and Jay White showing up and challenging the Elite. We're finally going to get the Elite versus Bullet Club. Where's my Wrestle Kingdom game? Damn it, dude! A Wrestle Kingdom. Oh my god. Oh, so there was an earlier question that someone asked: is that now that who's Moxley's opponent going to be at All Out? Now that Tanahashi is challenging Ibushi. Here's the thing. Let me pull up New Japan's schedule. New Japan's next big show. See here, NJPW, I believe is it's Wrestle Grand Slam. So, and I think he's challenged. I think it's Ibushi. Yeah, they're night one, which is September 4th. So, when is All Out? All Out is the 20?
No, All Out is September 5th.
It's September 5th. Yeah, so it's not going to happen at All Out. Although, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be possible for him to fly out that soon. But I could see it being very possible that he shows up on the 22nd at the big show in New York. Because that's supposed to be a big deal too. That show's supposed to be a really big deal too. Dude, if in one night you get Daniel Bryanson making his debut and Hiroshi Tanahashi challenges Moxley, that's gonna be freaking bonker shit. That was Malasito. Okay. Yeah, their match is gonna happen. The other thing too is that they've also said that they may hold off Moxley versus Tanahashi until Wrestle Kingdom, which is in January. So I don't think they're going to hold it off that long, because you're talking 4.5 months.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I don't think they'll hold it off that long. It's very possible though that I mean, here's the thing that a lot of people aren't thinking about. There's only 3 matches announced for night 2 of Wrestle Grand Slam. What if Moxley doesn't wrestle at All Out at all? What if he shows up at Wrestling Grand Slam and he challenges the winner of Tanahashi versus Ibushi? You know, that's a possibility. I don't think it's much of a possibility, but it is a possibility. Then all through friggin' from September to October, you've got all the way through to the end of October, you've got the G1. So you probably won't be seeing much there. November they have Battle in the Valley, which is the next big New Japan Strong show. So it's very possible that that's when he's going to fight him. He'll fight him in a New Japan show, which is more likely than him challenging him in AEW. To be completely honest, they've had 2 AEW U.S. title defenses. They've had 2 New Japan U.S. title defenses in AEW. The next one's probably going to happen. Now that they're having their own shows in the U.S., it'll probably happen at the next U.S. show. So I'm saying November.
Yep.
But the call Con Air to fly him over. Yeah, dude. That's the thing, man. People don't realize that. Everyone's talking about how like they're pumping so much money into AEW and that their roster is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like they've got 3 hours to fill now. Then they have also got 4 hours between Elevation and Dark.
Yep.
That's a lot of time to fill with wrestlers. So even if a lot of these people they're picking up, even if they're not going to be in the title hunt and everything like that, they're going to be on television. They're going to be making money off of it. So, and you got to remember, Nick Khan's dad is a freaking billionaire.
Yes, he is.
Like a major billionaire. I can't remember what their family's worth is. It's something like $8 or $9 billion. Okay, the guy owns the friggin' Jaguars. I mean, come on. If he goes to his dad and says, "Hey, Dad, I need another 10 million for AEW this year," his dad's gonna be like, "All right,
okay."
He's like, "Oh yeah, okay, just get it out of the Mad Money jar." It's like. That's the difference between Tony Khan and that's the other thing too. Tony Khan wants to be a wrestling promoter. Vince wants to be a multimedia mogul. That's the difference between the two. Vince doesn't particularly care about wrestling. Tony does. And he's trying to build what's good. He's essentially trying to build what's going to replace the WWE once the WWE gets sold. And I'm at the point, I truly believe that they're going to sell the company. I really do believe that they're going to sell the company. And when they sell the company, that's going to be the beginning of the end for the WWE.
Oh yeah.
Because whoever they sell it to ain't going to know shit about how to run a wrestling promotion. They're going to try to run it the way Hollywood studios do stuff. They're going to wreck it. It's going to be terrible. And I hope, here's the thing. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope that they find somebody that knows what they're doing and WWE returns to what it used to be, because I don't hate the WWE. I love the WWE. I just don't like what it is right now. But we've been going for over an hour, man. I think it's time to wrap this up. You got anything else you want to touch on?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Like I said, you got a week and a half for pay-per-view All Out. You got 4 weeks from tomorrow for Bryan Danielson showing up, and who knows with Adam Cole. So a lot going on. It's the summer of Punk is just the beginning. There's more coming, and it's
it's gonna be crazy, dude. I was just gonna mention RIP to Charlie Watts, the drummer from the Rolling Stones, died today at the age of 80.
Who would Vince sell to first?
Who would Vince sell first, the Khans or Jake and Logan Paul? Dude, they're not going to sell the WWE to Jake and Logan Paul. If anything, I think Frank and I were talking about. I think Frank's right. I think they'll sell it to Amazon. They'll sell it to Amazon. They'll sell it to someone like that. They're going to sell it to another, like a big media conglomerate. But that's what I think. Anyway, Johnny said, I really hope I'm wrong, narrator. He wasn't wrong. I hope I am, dude, man. Like I said, I don't want to see the WWE die. I don't want to see it become a shadow of itself. I want to see it return and prosper and grow. And who knows, maybe it will. But that's our show for the day this week, guys. We appreciate everyone that's here. Hicksville and Maldacito, Johnny Cage. Hit that like, subscribe, share this out in your social media, guys. Help us spread the word. Help us get back to our former glory. And remember, we are going to be here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. NBC. Yeah, that's another possibility. They could sell it to Peacock, like all outright.
And we are gonna do live reaction to All Out.
All Out. Yes, September 5th, guys. Mark it down. I gotta make sure I have that day off.
Sunday, September 5th.
Sunday, September 5th.
Sunday.
We're coming at you. But thanks for being here, guys. We appreciate it. Take care. See you next week.
Booyah.
Booyah.